Shalom. All praise to the Most High Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone rule well. Peace and salutation, you brothers. Hopefully, elect pushing His word of truth and sincerity. Back with another lesson here. It's going to be an article, and it's entitled "Evidence Shows Children Who Are Smacked Are More Likely to Be Involved in Partner Violence in Adulthood." All right. As you can see, and as you probably already know, this kingdom here and just the world today is pushing more and more and more on less punishment for children. Okay, they don't want you to put your hands on children anymore. They don't want you to put your paws on them. All right, it ain't like back in the day where you used to get whooped with the belt, switch, extension cord, whatever. Whatever your parents get their hands on sometimes. Alright, but and that's actually destroying our children. They're growing up to literally be monsters, but like the scripture says, and I think the second Ezra where it says, "Menstruous women shall bring forth monsters." Alright, I mean you just can't negate the prophecies. But anyway, I just wanted to bring this article out. I haven't read through it, but hey, we're gonna go through it now. Alright, it says intimate partner violence is indisputably a crisis in Australia. State and federal governments have invested heavily in family violence prevention. However, one area of violence prevention has until now been overlooked. A growing body of research has found a consistent link between experiencing corporal punishment from a parent in the form of smacking, as a type of violence, and those children going to be involved in partner violence in adulthood. I reviewed this literature as well as the prevalence, frequency, and severity of corporal punishment practices in Australia. I found Australian policymakers have an opportunity to further strengthen partner violence prevention strategies by legislating against the legal defense of responsible chastisement of children in the states and territories. In other words, ban smacking. Okay? And I just want to say this too. I'm not, as a man or as a husband, you do not have the authority or the right to just beat on your wife. You know what I'm saying? I do want to put that out there too. That is in no way what we're teaching. Alright, while there is a strong link between being abused as a child and growing up to become involved in partner violence, smacking has historically been considered relatively innocuous. However, emerging research has found smacking has a similar effect on a child's brain to that of abuse, in that the stress and fear it provokes can cause changes to some neurotransmissions. Alright? And that's what the Most High does. He smacks us. He whoops us. He beats us so that it does invoke those changes in us. That's what it's for. We're supposed to change for the better. It is more likely to lead to alcohol misuse, depression, and antisocial and aggressive behaviors, which may in turn be antecedents to partner violence. Prominent researchers have built a solid case for including corporal punishment as an adverse childhood experience. A range of childhood experiences known to cause toxic stress linked to adversity in adulthood. Social learning theory is also often applied to explain subsequent aggression in children who are smacked. We learn how to behave according to what we see and experience, as smacking tells a child that violence is an acceptable and normal way to show frustration and deal with others' misbehavior. This is supported by research spanning 32 countries that found that people who had been smacked as children were more likely to approve of intramarital violence, So normalizing violence within a family to a child increases the likelihood of their involvement in partner violence in adulthood, as victims as well as perpetrators. I'll be honest with you, I get so sick of hearing research shows this, studies have shown this. I get so sick of hearing that too. According to UNICEF, violence toward girls starts with corporal punishment in adolescence, and families where partner violence is occurring are also more likely to smack their children. Researchers have argued that in line with the UN's Sustainable Development Goals, a no-tolerance approach to violence across society may increase reporting rates of partner violence and strengthen the message that violence is never okay, no matter who the victim is. Violence is never okay. Alright? Tell that to Esau Edom. Sweden was the first country to ban corporal punishment in all settings in 1979. The first generation of children to be raised under this legislation are now being studied, and some research shows there is less violence among adolescents in countries where corporal punishment is banned. While these are promising findings, there are too many other factors at play, such as social and cultural structures, to be able to compare Sweden and Australia too closely. Despite the potential importance of corporal punishment as a precursor to partner violence in adulthood, research on Australia is lacking. However, it is likely rates are high. Alright. I'm gonna just leave it at that. Pretty much, they want to ban whooping your children. Pretty much. All right. So, let's get a couple of scriptures on this here. This is Proverbs chapter 13, verse 24. He that spareth his rod hateth his son. So when you don't whip your children for when they are going off, or when you don't attempt to correct them, it says that you hate your son. Okay? But he that loveth him chasteneth him betimes. Okay? If you love your children, you will chastise them. It's literally that simple. Alright. Proverbs chapter 23, verse 12. It says, apply thine heart unto instruction, and thine ears to the words of knowledge. Okay? Meaning, hey, listen up. Alright? Put your mind to this instruction, and your ears listen to the words of knowledge. Alright, once again, listen up. Okay? Withhold not correction from the child. See that? Withhold not correction. Don't withhold it. For if thou beatest him with the rod, he shall not die. Once again, not telling you to beat your children to death. Okay? Just punish them. Okay? Verse 14. Thou shalt beat him with the rod, and shalt deliver his soul from hell. Alright? You're doing this, you're attempting to correct your child's behavior. Okay? So that they don't go and really get themselves killed. Both physically and spiritually. Alright, this is Proverbs chapter 19 and verse 18. Chasten thy son while there is hope, and let not thy soul spare for his crying. So when they start crying, bawling out, all that good stuff, don't spare them. Alright, once again, not saying to beat your child to death. You just want to correct the action. Just that simple. Alright. Proverbs chapter 22, verse 15. Foolishness is bound in the heart of a child. Alright, a child's mind is fully set in foolishness. Alright. But the rod of correction shall drive it far from him. Alright. You're going to get that out of them. You're going to beat that out of them. Alright. Because you want to teach them the right way and let them know that if they decide to go off or what they're doing wrong, you want to put them back on the right path. Alright. And what is the right path? The path of righteousness. This word. Proverbs 29 and 15. The rod and reproof give wisdom. Correction is what gives wisdom. That rod is what's giving wisdom. But a child left to himself bringeth his mother to shame. Alright. Do not leave your child to think. Do not leave your child for themselves. Alright. You have to teach them the right way. You have to teach them the ways of righteousness. You have to teach them of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Okay? You don't just leave them to themselves and let the world raise them. Let the, TV, your schools, daycare, whatever, wherever they at, before and after school programs, you don't leave them to himself. He'll destroy himself. This is Hebrews chapter 12, verse 6. For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. Alright? Whom he loveth, he chasteneth. Did not he choose Israel? Did not he chastise Israel? Is not Yahushua his firstborn, only begotten? Did not he chastise Yahushua? Because that's whom he loves. Okay? The people of the world getting away with everything because, put it this way, if you could do all manner of wickedness and nothing happens to you, something wrong with you. If you could do any little wickedness, any smite, pinch, inch of wickedness, and something happens to you immediately, correct that action. Alright, because you actually might be, one whom the Lord cares about. Alright. He want to get you on the right path. He trying to push you, he wants to push you in that right direction. Alright. Verse 7. If ye endure chastening, the Most High dealeth with you as with sons. Alright. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? Question mark. Rhetorical question. If you were a son of the Lord, son of the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, you gonna get punished. You're going to get chastened. Alright, because you are going off. Verse 8. But if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons. Once again, this is why Esau Edom can get away with all manner of wickedness. They could do any and everything in the earth, but once again, Esau Edom is the wicked. The wicked is the Lord's sword. He's who you on that, think about that. But that's why they can do these things and get away with them. All right, like for instance, give you an example. Jake think that it's okay to eat these abominable foods, and they'll say, "Oh, nothing happened to us," But yet still, you got high blood pressure, hypertension, diabetes, hypoglycemia, gout, all kind of matter of sicknesses and illnesses, Why? Because you're being disobedient. But the heathen nations, they can eat all these other things, and they can live to be 120 years old. Nothing happens to them. Why? Let's read it again. Verse 6. Hebrews 12 and 6. For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth and scourges every son whom he receiveth. If ye endure chastening, the Most High dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? But if ye be without chastisement, like the heathen nations, whereof all are partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons. And let me make sure I get this out too. The heathen nations, they are going to be punished too now. They ain't just getting off scot-free. It's just that the Most High is letting their wickedness build up. Whereas his chosen people, when you get to doing some wicked stuff, hey, you finna cut that off. We stop that right then and there. Okay? Just want to make sure we catch that too. Let's get this here. This is Deuteronomy chapter 21, verse 18. If a man have a stubborn and rebellious son, which will not obey the voice of his father or the voice of his mother, and that when they have chastened him, will not hearken unto them. So the father's giving them instructions, not listening. Mother's giving them instructions, not listening. Punishing them, whooping them, chastising them, whatever. Still won't listen. Verse 19. Then shall his father and his mother lay hold on him, and bring him out unto the elders of his city, and unto the gate of his place. And they shall say unto the elders of the city, This our son is stubborn and rebellious. He will not obey our voice. He is a glutton, meaning he's worthless, and a drunkard. Okay? And all men of his city shall stone him with stones that he die. So shalt thou put away evil. So shalt thou put evil away from among you, and all Israel shall hear and fear. Alright? See that? Think about this. You was pretty much considered an adult or a grown man, or about around the age of 12. Okay? You had to have been young. Think about it. 12 years old or younger. Alright, you had to have been young for them to be stoning you, and killing you like that. But what's the reason for it? Verse 21. And all the men of the city shall stone him with stones that he die. So shalt thou put evil away from among you, and all Israel shall hear and fear. Alright. The reason being is because you can't have that rebellious spirit amongst the people. You can't have that. Alright. So it's supposed to strike fear in our people, and I'll give you an example. If I had a friend back in the day when he was acting up, and then he got caught doing something he wasn't supposed to be doing, and he got a whooping, and he got that ass towed up, I'm sitting there like, shoot, I'm glad I ain't get caught. And you know what? I'm not finna do that again. That's that fear being instilled in you. All right. That's what that was the purpose of that. But see, when you set it up to where you can't chasten your children anymore, you just got literally monsters running around in the earth, being demons. Alright? How many shootings you see every day? How many carjackings you seeing every day? How many robberies you seeing every day? Look at these niggas in the rapping, in the music industry. Look at them. Like, come on now. This is what you have. This is what that brings forth when you do not chasten, when you not correct that wickedness. You get a world full of wickedness. That's all you get. All right. So call hello Yahweh Bashem Awashai Bashem Rakakwadash. I just want to bring out that article. I hope you edified on it. Hope we see you back with another lesson. Shalom.